Hey everybody, this is Johnny MS, and today we're going to talk about appreciation. We have a lot of limitations with our MS journeys, but when we have something that happens that's good, I think we should all soak it in and really appreciate it. What happened was that my dad and I went hunting last week for an entire week, and it was glorious. We've owned hunting land for at least 30 years in South Texas, and we try to go at least once a year, sometimes a lot more. And we have a little hunting cabin down there with air conditioner and heater and all that. So it's camping, but it's not really camping. It's probably one step up because it's like heating and air conditioning and everything. In fact, I even put a Starlink there so I could even get on Wi-Fi because I really wanted Wi-Fi because I want to be able to work from there. So what happened is that my dad did a lot of planning, and he knows I have limitations, but he knows I love to hunt. I've been hunting for so many years that it's not about the killing. I would say 90 to 95% of it is just quality time with my family and my dad. It's not about the killing. Yeah, the venison meat is great, but there have been many hunting trips that I've seen deer, I could have shot them, and I chose not to because I didn't need the meat. I'm the type of guy that I will only kill if I want the meat, if I'm going to eat it, or if I'm going to give it to somebody who will definitely eat it. And it's not about trophy hunting. Sure, if a really pretty buck comes out, I would like to snag it because I will make sure to eat the meat, but the antlers are beautiful, so I want it for maybe my wall or in my garage or something as a memory. We went, and last week was great because my dad already started making, I'll call it accessibility changes to the land. So we hunt from blinds now. We used to hunt a lot where we walk around and look for the deer and hunt like that. But now we have blinds where we sit in the blinds. We have little heaters in there so when it's really cold, it doesn't get too cold in the blind. And my dad has made accessibility changes to the land. One of the big changes that he made because he realized that I needed it, he put handles on the front doors of all of our blinds. So what that means is that I would get to the blind. First of all, walking to the blind is not always easy. It's not as flat as you might think. It's not just a bunch of grass. It's a lot of rocky area, a lot of rocks, so I can easily fall with my MS issues. So he realizes that the blind, it has a little step, and without the handle, I have to really struggle to get in. So what he did is he put handles at every blind so where I can hold on to the handle and then pull myself up, and I don't have to worry about falling. He did a lot of that. He actually built another blind with a wheelchair ramp. I'm not in a wheelchair yet, but he knows that it's easier for me to get up into the blind because some of the blinds are like 12 feet up a ladder, and I don't go in those anymore, obviously. There's no way I could do that anymore. I used to all the time, but not anymore. He's built three blinds that are very accessible to me, and he's 76. He said, hey, I might need these in a year or two also because he is getting old. He's very healthy, but he's getting to that point where age is going to catch up to him, and he still wants to hunt, but he's going to have to figure out a way to make it work with his old age. He created the blind with the wheelchair access, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's like a ramp and not a ladder, not a step or anything. He also, in the front door of the cabin, there's usually there's a patio with a little, I'll call it a couple steps up to the patio, and then you get in the front door. What he did was he put like an arm rail. He put like a very sturdy, as I call it. It's metal, and he made like a handrail, so I can get on the step and hold on to the handrail and help myself up. Because he knows my walking is the biggest issue, right? And he put it on my left side, which is great because that's my strong hand. So it's easy for me to grab onto my left and hold on really good and then get up the steps. So little things like that have been really nice. Like I said, we use a Polaris. It's like it's not an ATV. It's a UTV, a utility vehicle. It's basically like a little four-wheeler truck, right? Some people call it mules. So we have one of those, and we use that to get around the land. And I was still able to go around the land and participate in refeeding the feeders, we have a lot of pig traps. So we need to go around every day, let's say midday, so we're not gonna scare the deer. Midday, we're gonna go look at the pig traps to make sure if we caught a pig, we can dispose of it, we can harvest it. Yeah, it was just a fun trip. I don't have a lot to say in this video except for that we have to appreciate things like this more and more. While it's not the same as what it once was, with the MS journey, we need to figure out how to still live life and really appreciate these times, because there will be a time when I'm likely in a wheelchair. I'm not going to be able to do most of what I just said, but there will be that time. I hope it's far away. But until that happens, I'm going to try to soak up all of the good things as much as I can so that I don't look back and say, oh, I should have, or I should have pushed myself to do that more, or I should have done this more. That's my biggest fear, is regretting not doing as much when I was still able to.